Good morning, ladies and the gentlemen. Yesterday, I read this expert view by the Wing Commander Dhruv Shukla. We oftenly talk about the theater command and the jointness in the armed forces. Recently, in 2025, we have conducted Operation Sindoor, where there were instances of the jointness in our armed forces members. So, we can not blindly follow the jointness in the armed forces. It has to be very cautious. And the wing commander Dhruv Shukla pointed out the some concern in the jointness very efficiently. First of all, he study on the countries of jointness in the countries of the USA and the China, and similar kind of the situation that or the situations or the concern we are facing are also faced by those countries as well. If the first and the major problems that comes into the jointness is the roles and the missions. So when all the three wings of the armed forces, army, navy and the air force, come under one umbrella, so what are the roles and the missions of three subunits? This is the very deep questions that we have to answer. So as of now, we have not defined the roles and the missions of the different in a theater command. So this is the major problem that we are facing right now. And he mentioned that how the USA USA feel problems in the jointness, and he sharply he, Wing Commander Shukla ji, and sharply he exposed the Air Force issue that they are facing the main issues. First is substantial portion of the Air Force is employed towards executing mission in support of land and maritime operations. So he said that they are supporting the land as well as maritime operations. They are unable to show their expertise in their own domains. So they are just amplifying the effort of the other uh, other unit, that is army and the air force, and other is second other service commonly maintain organic arms, whereas air force do not maintain any such auxiliary forces. They said that in the Indian army they have aviation corps, as well as if we talk about the Indian navy, they also have the uh, one one wing on the air force. So they have a marine corps, like marine air corps. So, but if we talk about the air force, they don't have such secondary forces. So they have to divert their own personnel to execute the operations or assisting the operations of the Indian Army or the Indian Navy. So this is the main problem that they are facing, and he said that Air Force do not maintain any such auxiliary forces for land or maritime operations. Duplication does not occur in domains like airspace, and they cannot duplicate all the things that happen in the Europe or the other Western countries. He noticed some that why we require the jointness in the Indian armed forces. He, as we know it, it will increase the efficiency. The commander level at the lower will utilize all the resources. And the third thing, main thing that uh, concern the jointness or the theater command is the money problem, as India is uh, uh, expend only expense only 1.9% of their GDP. But if we talk about the Pakistan, they are spending 2.9% of the GDP. Money is the another constraint for the Indian armed forces that is stopping them for the theaterization. And the other thing that he mentioned, that why air power bears the heaviest cost. He said that in this state, the services cannot individually or jointly produce effects that air force does with its domain expertise. He said that he said that the whether it is in navy or the army, they are able to get they up to achieve their success until there is a domain expertise of the air force. If we talk about the operation Sindoor, we first send our fighter jets or missiles through the air force in through the air force into the Pakistan, and in the Uri attack as well, we use the Air Force first. So the main expertise of the Air Force is very necessary. But if we join all the three forces, then uh, there might be some chances that we lose the domain expertise of the Air Force. So this is the precaution that is Wing Commander Shukla is telling us about, and he also mentioned one example of the helicopter that uh, when India purchased when India signed MOU with the American that they will purchase the Apache helicopter, is some amount of the helicopter went to the army and some to the air force. So, but uh, what he wanted is that they wanted all the air attack helicopter in their own hand instead of going to the army. So and they, but army tell that attack helicopter are like tank in the air. So they don't consider that helicopters are the part of the air, air force. So this is some conflicting situations in the subunits of the armed forces, army, navy, in the air force. But we can overcome those challenges with our collaboration with each collaboration uh, between the different units of the armed forces, and they can do exercise different exercise at a common place. They share their culture, their background, and their professional habits with each other, and through which they able to understand each other very clearly, which will result in a greater success in their coming operations